So over the next video, I'm going to take you through a project that I actually undertook myself using numbers that I actually worked on the project that I was buying last year. So here, the 9-step analyzer model will be in a structured fashion and using real world numbers. So what I had to do was basically, first of all, I was brought this project or this opportunity to buy a block of 23 flats by an agent that I know. And at that time, the seller was looking to sell this at a valued the block at 2.5 million. So 23 flats at 2.5 million pounds. That then made the average asking price from the seller's point of view here, I hasten to add, at 108,696 pounds. So first step, understand how did the seller actually get to this 2.5 million valuation for 23 flats. In effect, what they would have done is they would have looked around in the local area and seen what an average one bed may be selling for, or even a 2-bed, and then multiply that higher value that they can find in the local area and trying to maximize their sale price. So nothing that none of us would, neither me or you wouldn't do if we were trying to sell something. So we're trying to increase it as much as possible. So the first step is to understand how the sellers arrived at this selling price. Divide that by the number of units in this case, and then I get an average unit price. The second step is really the most important one for me. I need to understand, well, what is it I'm willing to pay for this? This is where I estimate the value of the block based on the individual flat value at the current condition. So the condition that the seller is selling it in. And then I do the same thing at times that by the number of flats. So to get a ballpark figure of where I should be pushing or positioning my offer price. So I started with, what is the cost of refurb on each of these flats to get a higher value? Times that by the number of flats in the block, I get a total cost of refurb for that block at almost £350,000. Then I also added on the cost of legals and the title splitting that will need to be taken, as well as the legal cost for refinancing onto mortgage products. In total, I then arrived at a initial cost of around £387,000 for this block, and this then gave me a way of actually calculating what I needed to negotiate at a discount from the seller. So in this scenario, I took £2.5 million what the seller wanted. I took out the cost that it was going to cost me to actually get the block and the flats individually to a level where we will be able to value it higher. So then that gave me an offer price of around £2.1 million. This then brought the average unit price to £91,000. So between my valuation of a flat and the seller's valuation of a flat, there was £16,843 difference. So already, in 2 steps, I've managed to be able to work out what's going on with the seller and how they've arrived at this price. And the second part is, how do I then arrive at a price and offer price that then serves my needs, and that will then cover my cost. So in the next section, I will talk about how do we then look at financing this block.